Hey, welcome to another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. I thought we could look at some listings today, but also talk about some other things about what it's like to live in Japan. I lived in Japan for 30 years, and I live in Vancouver right now, but I have properties in Japan, and I was just even there last week, and then my kids are going to school here in Canada, and that's why I'm here. This software that I use is Yahoo Real Estate. There's other ones called like Sumo. There's other like real estate platforms, but I've used this one for years. I'm just kind of used to it. The way the search always seems to come up when you do it, the map search version of real estate Japan or Fudosan Japan, it always ends up here in Shinjuku first, and then we can move. And yeah, I mean, this basically we can like that is Shinjuku. There are many people have. I mean, Tokyo has so many great fans of people who live there, or like who've lived there before. I ran into a lady come by my shop, and she had lived there in the 1990s, and so many people like that. And then you can kind of see the green line here. This is kind of here part is like Shibuya Ward, but this sort of area here, uh, sort of the green here is Otamachi or the palace, and then here's Stamachi here, just to the right of the palace. And I mean that's when you're going from I guess it's Shimbashi on the bottom, up on the top is going to be Nippori, and then the Yamanote line from there starts to veer. Well, there's a Ueno here. I'm underestimating it, and then Komagoe, like it turns the way left and goes all the way down. All this sort of area is really highly liquid area for real estate in Japan. Yeah, Tokyo's population is still growing. It's not growing hugely and fastly, but it's growing. And other areas are shrinking. And there's a lot of internal immigration in Japan as young people, for example, would leave there, like my wife did. My wife left her small town in the 19 in the late 19, I guess early 1990s to come to Tokyo, and then she lived there and she married me, and I mean that's a pretty typical pattern, I think. And it didn't have to be like a foreign person that she married, but like a girl would come there and she would meet a man and marry. And sometimes they go back because I would talk to people in my wife's hometown, and I talked to one little boy one time, and then he was born in Tokyo, but then his family moved back to Tokomachi Niigata, which is my wife's hometown. Anyhow, this is there's lots of stories like that of people who did well in Tokyo, or then people who maybe just got sick of it and they decided to move back to their small town. I just saw the kanji here. This is what's known as the Chuo line, and then this is oh, I'm sorry about that. I don't know how that came up. And Yotsuya, and this is an interesting neighborhood, Yotsuya, and I haven't really ever really sort of looked at the market much in this area. And yeah, you see that's the Chuo line right there, which is the center line in Tokyo, which goes actually from Shinjuku, and then it would intersect on the very opposite side. I'm thinking at Ueno, if I'm correct. Anyhow, let's have a look here. I haven't really ever really looked here. This is really real central Tokyo market, and yeah, the first one that comes up is 1,980,000, and that is a 83 meter. Yeah, that's a pretty standard price right now. And when was it built? I have to go while I'm talking to you here. I'm going to grab my reading glasses, which my wife has strategically placed on my dresser. And once I have these, I'll be able to read it a little bit more. And then, yeah, this is 4 minutes to the station, and it doesn't say right there how old the building is, but it doesn't look to be that old. Let's just go through the market a little bit. Here's like it looks like to be like a 1990s, early 2000s building, 58 meters for that seems to be the sort of price right now in a good location in Tokyo for a 2 LDK. Around 60 meters is 800, like you'd say in Japanese, hasen mon, or like 8,000 mon, or 380. Oh, I guess I clicked this, so we're going to go to it and have a look at it. 300 or like 30,000 yen management fees per month. I guess you have your own like Niwa right there. So it's on the first. It's probably a first floor unit. We can thumb through here and have a look. Yeah, it is. You can see right there. So there's a 14 meter. Yeah, this is not bad to get a place like this on the first floor like that. When you have use of like that, it's kind of the same as like buying a house in some ways because you have use of that yard, and you can see it here in the picture. There's a balcony there, and then there's a. It's I guess they pictures it with the word garden there. Probably there it is, garden right there, which is known as in Japanese you say niwa. But yeah, yeah, and this is gonna move. It's a nice unit, clean. This might have been staged by a real estate company. Yeah, because this room is empty. So anyhow, there we go, like that. Yeah, there. This is pretty good. That's a nice little unit though, with that garden right there. Oh, this is great. Yeah, this is a nice unit. Yeah, I would recommend this one. Yeah, some people don't like the first floor, but Tokyo really safe. That's another thing that's really nice. Like I'm fortunate enough that I can live about one third of the time right now in Tokyo and two thirds of the time in Vancouver. And yeah, Tokyo is just like we don't have like so many like it's not that Japan doesn't have social problems and like it's there's high suicide rate with people and stuff like that and like depression. Some people feel like it can be a pressure cooker for many Japanese to always keep up with this conformity. But with the conformity and everything like that, there's a lot of social problems that you don't have, which is like drug use on the street and like. So that's an angle of why people like Japan when you're just a person that is a little bit more of a. Uh, I would say Japan you can do really well when you're like a flexible conformist, but that's just my sort of take on it. But a lot of people like Tokyo because uh, generally Japanese society checks human behavior enough to the that there's people don't sleep in your doorway downstairs or things that you'd see here in Vancouver. Anyway, we'll have looked at that listing. We'll come back and look at a few more. So far though. But what you're seeing, like at least when you buy an apartment like this in Tokyo, like at this, particularly at this level, you're going to be able to have liquidity. Like this is a nice unit, and when you buy a nice unit and you've bought it at a decent price, you're generally going to be able to get your money out of it. When you buy into like the things like cheap houses in Japan in the countryside, yeah, your money's just going to be sunk there, and you're going to not be able to get it out. So it's just a red pill reality. Like I get when people look at it and you want to buy a cheap house and you don't have much money, but yeah, you're going to have no liquidity on it at all. Yeah, so 1.6 million for this 86 meter Yotsuya apartment. 32 years old. I mean, this is 1990s. This is like when I get back there to my first days in Japan, and you can see, but it's nice. Two floor design. I like these two floor design ones. Yeah, it's nice. That's a good apartment. But you can see that compared to other ones we've looked at, if you've watched on this channel, that this is a dated kitchen. Yeah, but big deal. Big deal, it's a dated kitchen. It's clean, take care of it. Everything doesn't always have to be cool. You know, like if everything works, the pipes work and everything works and everything's clean, that's good too. Floors are good. Yeah, you can like we can extrapolate, like there's man's suits in there and uh, who knows, but yeah, $1.6 million unit he has, this guy. And yeah, there's a small balcony here, or like a small balcony. That's nice. Oh, with a great view. So what floor are we on here? I mean, what's that? That's going to be the 12th, 13th floor? Yeah, it's a nice unit. This could be one of the ones in the top end of the building. That's the garbage room. You can tell already by this garbage room that it's very well managed. This is pretty well any nice building in Japan. This is how the garbage room is going to look. Really well managed. You have to separate your garbage in Japan, but separation can be done here really easily. These are probably for like the pet bottles and the cans and stuff like that. You see how nice and clean it is. Doesn't mean there's still not going to be any rats or something like that. There's always rodents around a garbage room and stuff like that. But it's managed to the fact where maybe they're not a big problem. Oh, anyhow, look at that right there. I don't know what that is. Anyhow, you can see too, like this is sort of like the post bubble sort of design. It still had like sort of these bubble like gorgeous ornamental designs, like this little thing above the door there. That you saw it, particularly the 1980s bubble era buildings, like a very aggressive ornamental design, which began to get in like later years. You can see it here in this one where it began when there was less money in the economy because it was deflating. Uh, the ornamental stuff starts, like the extra like fat and stuff like that, is starting to be taken out of design, and you see it here in this reflected in this straight sort of building right there. And this is on the ninth floor, 1.1 million. Okay. Okay, and this is, oh, this is like, let's always interested in the cheaper price points at any neighborhood. But yeah, 48 meters here in Yotsuya. Let's have a look. And this is 1971, September 1971 building. And yeah, something like this is a real candidate for future redevelopment. But you have to also look of the buildings around it too, because if all the buildings around are old, that becomes a really good candidate for what's known as Saikai Hatsu, which means redevelopment in Japanese. And I've gone through the whole redevelopment phase with it there. Not the whole phase, I'm about 80% through because I still got to build it all. But I've gone to the point where I've had to tell my tenant to leave, and they've taken all the like important and dangerous things in the building down for when they're going to take it down. So, oh, it's a nice building. It's a nice apartment. Very good. On a ninth floor, you can tell right there. Yeah, cool. Very nice, very nice. But yeah, what is this? Yeah, this is like this is a great deal. Yeah, it's an older building, but it seems to me like pretty run. Looks like this building's run pretty good. It's a pretty good unit, man. I like it. This is gonna be my pick of the day. Yeah, Casa. This is called Casa, like castle. Casa Yotsuya on the 7th floor. This is a good unit. It's good. Let's make sure it crosses. You can see right there Yotsuya. Like there's 3 train lines. Great access to Tokyo Metro and the train lines of Tokyo. And yeah, it's right there, Yotsuya. Yeah. If you didn't know, that's like I think that the Olympic Stadium is really near here. And let's make sure, yeah, Shoyu Kennomi, which means you have ownership of the land. And there's one other charge per month, which is this Gaibu Shoyu Shanomi. Okay, yeah, 100 yen every month. Who knows what that's for? Some sort of neighborhood payoff for, who knows, former yakuza of the neighborhood, maybe. Who knows? These sort of arrangements might have been made. Yeah, but it just went through its sort of renovation right now in January of 2024. I predict that this unit's going to sell, man. I think I'll hard market it, and then we'll see. We'll see in the next week if it's sold or not when I come back and look. Anyhow, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. We talked about various things. I want to, yeah, I guess we talk about like red pill issues of Tokyo real estate. There's so many things that that we could talk about when it comes to things. This is the Boecho, by the way, which is just to the which is like the self-defense force, and they, I guess, they're in possession of use of this land just to the north of this apartment here in Yotsuya, and then that's the next stop over, which is Ichigaya. And I used to see this right here in the very middle right here. This is Hosei University, and I used to be a actually it said on my Gaijin card or my Zairyu card that I was a professor at this university, but yeah, I wasn't a professor at this university. On Wednesday nights, there was 2 blocks that they needed someone to teach, and then my friend Yoshi recommended me for the job, and then I ended up working at Hosei University for 5 years on Wednesday nights in 5th and 6th period. And the reason I work Wednesday nights is because they would usually have the party. The rest of the faculty would have the party on Wednesday night, so I could never go. Anyhow, I worked here in Jose University, but I can tell you though, from all my time of working there, that it's a very, very, very nice neighborhood, and it actually has a little bit of a really interesting French character to the neighborhood here. This is Itabashi and Ichigaya and Yotsuya, and a lot of French people and expats lived here, and that's Kudanstadt right here in this area. And this one like walkway along above the river, this is not really a river, it's like a canal, I guess, is very nice, and it's a very beautiful neighborhood. So like picking up a unit for that last one we looked at here at for Yusei in Japanese, Yonsen 899 man, or 4,899 man. That's a really good deal in a great neighborhood, and you're going to have liquidity. Like this building now has liquidity because of its location and the fact that they did renovation on it. And now you see what a Japanese investor has to do for liquidity. You have to keep it nice like that, and then have it in a great location like this, and you're always going to be able to sell it. Okay, another real estate video here by the Tokyo Real Estate Man. Signing out. Goodbye.